Good afternoon. This is the news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun. The African Finance Corporation, AFC, and the federal government through the Solid Minerals Development Fund have signed an investment agreement to jointly finance 3 strategic projects, including a $1.3 billion alumina refinery. The agreement, signed in Abuja, marks the climax of months of negotiations between both parties and signals growing investor confidence in ongoing reforms in the country's mining sector in a bid to unlock Nigeria's minerals potential. According to a statement issued by the Special Assistant on Media to the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Segun Tomori, the alumina refinery is expected to process about 1 million tons of bauxite annually using a modern buy-in process flow sheet supported by an on-site gas-fired cogeneration plant to generate steam and power. The presidency has declared as fake a viral report alleging that a Keating staff member at the State House had been arrested over a purported attempt to poison President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In a post on his verified X handle, the special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, dismissed the claim as outright false, urging Nigerians to ignore the news. Also, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Tope Ajayi, dismissed the allegation in a brief response to an inquiry by newsmen. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said credibility of an election starts with the political party, which must operate transparently within the law. Professor Joash Amukpito, the INEC boss, gave the charge at a citizens' town hall organized by Civil Society Network on election integrity in Abuja, hinting at the plan to align INEC guidelines and regulations for political parties with the Electoral Act 2026 and emerging realities. In a statement at the weekend by his Chief Press Secretary, Dayo Oketola, Amukpito assured of a more transparent election next year. He also described e-transmission of election result as a non-issue, however, ruled out 100% poll success. The Muslim Righteous Organization has held its 6th Ramadan lecture and burning ceremony with a call on Muslim faithful to intensify prayers and support Islamic education during the holy month of Ramadan. The event featured the Tabani of Alhaji Aderounmu Said Adesina as Giwa Dini and a 500 million naira fundraising for the development of the society's madrasat. Tawo Olarawaji completes the reports.
Atmosphere at the 6th Ramadan lecture of the Muslim Righteous Organization was filled with spiritual reflection and celebration as members of the society gathered for the annual Ramadan lecture and Turbani ceremony. The event, held under the leadership of the Chief Imam of Alafara Central Mosque and Amir of the society, Imam Ahmed Tijani, brought together Islamic scholars, clerics, political leaders, and dignitaries from different walks of life. Among the prominent Islamic clerics present were Sheikh Muhyiddin Salman, the Imam Agba Ofa, who served as the guest speaker. One of the major highlights of the event was the Turbani of Alhaji Aderounmu Said Adesina as Giwa Adini of the society. Speaking shortly after his Turbani, Alhaji Aderounmu expressed gratitude to Almighty Allah and members of the organization for the honor bestowed on him.
I feel enlightened and I feel a sense of responsibility, more responsibilities, because that's Giwa Adini is not just a chieftaincy title or a religious title. It's a responsibility. That means it means I have to align myself more religiously.
Also speaking at the event, Honorable Akin Alabi, member of the House of Representatives, urged Muslim faithful to use the Ramadan period to seek the face of God.
Without peace, there's no country. That's the long and short. And it's interesting that Lent and Ramadan is falling in the same period. So I believe that that's a message from above that we are one, we're together, and if we live together in peaceful coexistence, then the country will be better for it.
Other guests who spoke at the occasion highlighted the significance of the lecture. And
my advice is just, this is the time for us to come down and to be a unifier. We have to unify all the people that matters. We have to bring them together. And this time around, all what we need is to be worshiping and to be praying to God.
A major part of the program was the fundraising drive aimed at raising 500 million naira for the development of the madrasas, along award presentations to deserving members and supporters of the society. In attendance was Senator Sharafa Adin Ali, who is also the patron of the society, along with other notable personalities. Taiwo Olanrewaju, reporting for Dominion News.
As part of activities marking the holy month of Ramadan, journalists in Oyo State have been urged to uphold truth, fairness and professionalism in promoting peace and security in society. This formed the focus of the 2026 8th Shinopela NUG Ramadan Lecture and Iftar held at the NUG Press Center in Oyo State. Taiwo Olanrewaju completes the story.
Perspective, the role of journalists in promoting peace and security. The 8th edition of the annual Shinopela NUG Ramadan Lecture brought together media personnel, scholars and dignitaries to reflect on ethical journalism and nation building. In his welcome address, the chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Oyo State Council, Akim Abbas, said the Ramadan period reinforces journalists' obligation to uphold truth, accuracy and promote transparency in the discharge of their duties.
As journalists, Ramadan reinforces our obligation to uphold truth, accuracy, fairness, responsibility, and integrity while discharging our constitutional mandate. Ensuring journalism serves democracy, protects public interest, promotes transparency, and strengthens public.
Delivering the Ramadan lecture, Associate Professor Adam Akewula spoke extensively on the Islamic perspective of journalism, noting that journalists have a moral and professional responsibility.
So what are the core principles of journalism in Islam? The first thing is for them to acquire the skill of their professionalism. The second one is to verify the information gathered. Another one is what we call adlu, justice in dissemination the information. And they should also know that this particular professionalism is about what we call maslaha, is for public interest. That is their goal, is to give information to the masses.
Also speaking, the sponsor, Honorable Shinopela, highlighted the importance of the annual Ramadan lecture in strengthening the bond among journalists.
The journalists, people can have intention to do something, but journalists, they must see themselves, as a prophet. They should see themselves, as someone that always must be in the line of the truth. So whether somebody brings a story to you, so because they want to put somebody down, before you put out that story, I think that you need to do some investigation.
The event attracted journalists from various media organizations, Islamic scholars and other invited guests. The high point of the program was the observation of Iftar, as participants broke their fast together in an atmosphere of unity and reflection, alongside prayers for peace and stability in the state and the nation at large. Taiwo Olanrewaju, reporting for Dominion News.
On the foreign scene, President Cyril Ramaphosa has voiced deep concern over the conflict in the Middle East after the United States and Israel launched strikes on Iran, and Tehran responded with retaliatory attacks across the region. In a statement, the presidency warned that the development pose a serious threat to regional and international peace and security, with far-reaching humanitarian, diplomatic and economic consequences. Ramaphosa urged all parties to exercise maximum restraint and to act in line with international law, international humanitarian law, and the UN Charter. Meanwhile, China's foreign ministry said the conflict in Iran has killed one Chinese citizen in Tehran, the capital, where more than 3,000 were evacuated. Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning told a regular press briefing that work groups set up by Chinese embassies and consulates in neighboring countries will receive and assist those evacuated, but did not say how the evacuated will return home. Mao added that China was not informed in advance about the U.S. military actions against Iran, denying a report that Iran and China were close to reaching a deal to buy supersonic anti-ship missiles. She reiterated condemnation of the attacks and the killing of Khamenei, urging all parties involved to immediately cease military action to prevent escalation. Israel has launched new airstrikes targeting Iran and expanded its assault to include attacks on Iran-backed Hezbollah militants in Lebanon. As Tehran said, it launched a new wave of missiles that had opened the Great Gates of Fire on Israel. Israel said it was attacking sites connected to Lebanon's Shiite Muslim Hezbollah militant, one of Tehran's principal allies in the Middle East, after Hezbollah said it launched missiles and drones toward Israel in retaliation for the killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. Donald Trump administration officials acknowledged in closed-door briefings with congressional staff that there was no intelligence suggesting Iran planned to attack U.S. forces first, with Trump saying that there could be more deaths in the coming days. Talking sports, Inter Miami star Lionel Messi scored twice as Inter Miami staged a dramatic comeback to defeat Orlando City 4-2 away, overturning a 2-goal deficit in style. Trailing by 2 goals, Mateus Vete ignited Miami's revival with a stunning 25-yard strike just after halftime, shifting momentum in Orlando. Messi then took control when the 38-year-old forward equalized in the 57th minute with a precise left-footed effort from the edge of the box before setting up Talasco Segovia to put Miami ahead with 5 minutes remaining. It saw the comeback in the 90th minute, calling in a low free-kick pass Maxim Crepeau and celebrating with a signing gesture toward the touchline. Miami coach Javier Mascherano is the 8-time Ballon d'Or winners as the best player to ever play football. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and X at Dominion Cards. And the hence news update on Dominion Television. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun saying thank you for watching and good afternoon.